When we talk about how to hire and keep great people, and we talk about building teams, the question that's often asked is it actually possible for me to find great people? And the answer is a resounding yes. It's almost like the assumption is I'll never be able to find great people, or I can't build a great team, or I can't depend on people to show up and perform well. That's the assumption. And by the way, if that's what you're assuming, then that is the reality that you're creating. And so let's get rid of that assumption. It's a myth, it's a lie. There are amazing people ready to go to work for great organizations, to take part in a greater vision and a greater purpose, and just to add value to a community. People just want to be a part of a community they can add value to and get value from. So if your mission is to develop and design that type of community and organization, you will find great people. But there's a mistake that we're going to talk about today that is the greatest mistake most people make when building teams. It's also the first step that you should take when wanting to recruit and hire great people. But think about it this way. If you play a game of darts, you know the pointy, sharp little arrows that you throw at the bullseye behind you. But if you don't have a bullseye and all you're doing is just throwing these sharp darts randomly, you're never going to win the game. And so what we're going to do today, we're going to strip it way back, and I'm going to give you the greatest step you can take, the first step you must take when building a team. We're going to paint the bullseye. So when you get ready to hire or go out and recruit, you'll at least have a target. Far too many hiring leaders, even large organizations, are hiring based on the strategy of gambling. They're throwing their job description out. They're throwing their job opportunity out into the world, and they're just simply hoping that through the hundreds, thousands of resumes they're getting, that they'll find someone. We're going to get rid of all that. You don't need hundreds and thousands of resumes. You can hand select your team, whether remote or in person. Here's the first step. So I said the mistake that most people make is they don't have a bullseye. They don't have their perfect teammate persona designed. They have no idea who they're looking for. And that is the first step, is to identify who you are looking for. Your perfect teammate persona. Get rid of the job description for a few minutes, okay? Forget that. Forget the empty positions that you have that you're trying to fill, and let's just focus on the humanity of the issue. You must identify who you are looking for. So let's start with three things that will make it very simple. Number one, what did they look like? Now, I'm not talking about appearance here. That does kind of tie in. I'm actually talking about presence. There's a statement that I want to gift you. I need you to memorize this statement. You need you to memorize this statement and then share it with all of the people around you. Are you ready? The statement is this: presence over appearance. My friend, presence supersedes appearance every day of the week. The problem is we focus far too often on appearance and we forget to focus on presence. But when we talk about the who and what they look like for your team, we're talking about presence. What type of person, of human, of soul, of spirit, of energy, of thought do you want on your team? Who are they? What do they look like in presence? And maybe that leads to what they look like in appearance. When you look across your team, are you balanced in culture and ethnicity and in gender and in age groups? But are you also balanced in presence, in personality? Do you have a team full of extroverts or introverts? Are you balanced on both? Do you have some people that are both? And when we talk presence, we're talking about what kind of energy does this person carry with them? How do they make you feel when you talk to them? Because however they make you feel is how they're going to make your other employees feel, and also how they're going to make your clients and customers feel. So when you talk to this person, if you get that sense of welcome, if you get that sense of joy, if you get that sense of excitement, That's the presence that we're talking about. And so the first of the who is, what do they look like in presence over appearance? That may lead to a certain type of appearance, but you're going to know that by how they make you feel. And friends, that feeling that you get matters. And so if you interview someone and they don't make you feel quite right, listen to that. But if they make you feel really good, listen to that. That's far too undervalued in the interview process. And personally, I actually think that should be priority. Because if they make you feel good, they're probably going to do a really, really good job. So the first thing is, what do they look like in presence? The second thing is, what type of aptitude do you want in your employees? Aptitude. How do they think? How do they respond? What books are they reading? When have they been in situations in life that they've had to perform really well or make a difficult decision, or the chaos is surrounding them and the waves are rushing and the wind is blowing through and the ship is rocking? How did they respond? What type of aptitude do they have to the moment? But even more importantly, how have they shown that they are preparing themselves for the moment? When we talk about what kind of books do they read, not books that they've been told to read, what kind of books do they read on their own? What type of creativity do they have? What type of idealism do they bring to the table? What type of excitement do they bring to the table? What type of presence and energy, again, do they bring to the table? We want high aptitude people. And no matter what industry you're hiring for, you can find high aptitude people. So what do they look like in presence? What type of aptitude do you want to see in your employees? And the third thing, what type of attitude do you want to see in the people around you? Are they a I can person or a we can person? Or do you notice that they bring a little negativity into the room when they walk in? Do they tell you about the stories in life that they overcame something or that they succeeded? Or they tell you about the stories in life that everything went bad, that the sky is falling, woe is me, life hasn't turned out how I thought? You want the people that are I can people. Again, no matter what industry you're hiring for, if you can get people that bring a presence that makes you feel good to the table, if you can get people that bring a high aptitude to the table, if you get people that can bring an I can attitude to the table, that will change everything. So how do you develop your perfect teammate persona? You identify the specific character traits, the specific personalities, the specific elements that you want to see in those three areas: in presence and energy, in aptitude, and in attitude. And you define those. Maybe you're going to pick 4 or 5 elements or character traits that you're going to really nail down. And friends, if you will take that and share that with the people around you, if you will take that and memorize that, if you will even maybe create, a sticker and a saying or something that you can put up on the walls of your business where your employees can see it, you can see it, your leadership team can see it, your customers and clients can see it, then all of a sudden you have a standard that people are striving to live up to. You also have a knowledge that people know what to look for. And even your customers and clients can go, hey, what is that on the wall? And your employees can say, well, that's our perfect teammate persona. That's what we want to reflect on our team and in our organization. And now your customers and clients are all of a sudden going, ooh, I think I know someone that could add to that. If you will just do this one step, creating your perfect teammate persona and then sharing that with the world, I promise it will actually attract some really amazing people to you. Because amazing people will not work in chaos. They can, but they won't. Amazing people will operate in clarity. If you want to attract great people, clarify. If you want to push away great people, then have some chaos. And my guess is if you're struggling with hiring and recruiting, you're probably finding yourself in a little bit of chaos. So let's create some clarity. Develop your personal teammate persona today and see where it takes you.